lost the regular, cause weird these days just a bit too mundane. Doing someone I do the thing, I swing a plain Jane. Plain, regular every day.
All right. Regularity City, we're in the house. Yes. Robert Evans. This is the official episode number one. Regularity City, we're in the house. Anybody that knows anything knows I've been swinging around the country, road warrior style, thank you very much. And I've been here, I've been there, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, heading east. It's been amazing. So, just swinging around, Airbnbs, living in my car, sleeping in my car, hotels. It's been tight. And in Virginia now, it's beautiful. It's so nice. Southern Virginia. It's been snowing over here. It's awesome. And finally, it's the 13th of January, I think. And a few days ago, back in Austin, they're doing that whole, it's snowing. I'm like, I finally got to be that guy. Like, oh, yeah, it's snowing there. Oh, yeah, you should see the snow we have. I'm all cocky about the snow. Anyways, it's episode 1 and Regularity City. And I got no guest today. It's just me. And I want to we're going to talk about something today that's going on. I rap sometimes. I'm a rapper. And, we talk about rap. We have rappers and rap-related stuff on the show sometimes. So there's been a development lately that's very interesting. I don't know if you've heard the news, but one of the famous rappers in the rap atmosphere, in the rap world, has passed away. MF Doom has died. And I've always been more of a Vic fan myself anyways. Victor Vaughn, maybe you've heard of him. And anyways, what I'm here to say is just corny to me because I see a lot of these people coming out of the woodworks, these fake fans or these fans that they don't understand the mythology. They don't understand the story, like the saga. And the thing about Doom is that's the worst is like you'll hear like 95% of real fans. This lady just totally wrecked her cart on my this old lady just pushed her cart right into my left mirror and didn't even say anything. Luckily, I don't care. I want to have a ding up party for my car where we just ding it up and scrape it and scratch it. And I can't believe she didn't even say anything, and neither did the husband. They just bumped in. She just almost took off the whole mirror. And I think she's just a dumb old bitch or whatever. But what was I talking about? Doom. These 95% of Doom fans are fake fans. They don't understand the story. They don't get it. You'll hear, I know this one guy, they don't understand the Doom bots and the Doom posters. This one guy's like, I took my dad to see him and he wasn't there and it was disheartening and it really hurt, and I wish I would have get to see him live once. I'm like, man, that's so lame because look, I've seen him live. It was kind of tight. I saw him in Austin, I think 2006, over there in like the old emos, East 6. Is that what it was? And, this guy's like complaining like, oh, I didn't get to see him, I only saw this fake guy with a pot belly. It's like, you don't get it, bro. You were blessed to go be at that show. A lot of people have seen Doom live. Even fewer have seen the whole show of the fake Doom, the Doom poster. It's like, you don't get it because you should feel blessed to have been there because that's the story, man. Doom said it like you go there to the show, you go for the music. You don't go there to see me. You go there for the music. And what is the music? He also says the music, the art, it's everything but the music. Like the music is everything but the music. The thing you like about it, it's everything but the music. It's the 360-degree development of art, the concept, the story, the persona, the the things like adjacent, you know, like that's what it is. And so even before I think he did the Doom Poster thing, which was like, what was that, like in 2012 or something? I don't even know. I don't remember. 9? Was that before Born Like This? Well, he would have, remember he had that show, he had that song, he had the lyric, do a show and at the same time watch it. Like, how tight is that, you know? Like, literally, because Doom is what? MF Doom is the character, right? He's a character. It's writing in third person, this and that, and it's, worlds have blended together and stuff. And look, the reason I was joking and, you know, doing the laugh voice or whatever is Doom faked his death, all right? Everybody should know this. Doom is not dead, and it's a fake death. And why did this happen? And how did this, what is the deal with this? And we're going to go into it a little bit, but you got to understand, like, people don't understand. Look, I've been battling this for a long time, you know, back in the Fletch days or whatever. Back in the day, you know, the YouTube days of 2009, 2010, I was a bit of a stinker online and stuff like that. But you got to understand, people they compare Vic to Doom to Vic, vice versa, and this and that. It's like, yo, Victor Vaughn is a different guy. Like, that's Victor Vaughn's actually younger than MF Doom, and Victor Vaughn is like a space traveling, like intergalactic, you know, time traveler or something, and he's more street smart, he's more tougher, he's gonna rob you, and, you know, he's totally like a street guy. No mask even. He'll rob you without a mask. And people are confusing the two and stuff like that. And it's like, some of these cats, they never even heard Victor Vaughn, you know, Venomous Villain, you know, VV2. Or we're waiting for VV3. Am I right? Victor Vaughn over MF Doom anyways. Always been more of a Victor Vaughn fan. And we want that VV3, Vindictive Villain. Maybe you've heard of it. So,
what are we talking about?
That's right. Victor Vaughn Villain, VV3. Vindictive Villain. We want to hear that one. Put that one out. And then, so people don't get it. They don't know the story. They don't do the deep dive. Like, if you're such a fan, why not, you know, listen? Why not hear all the interviews? There's not, you know, there's a reason he is not always, you know, saying a lot. It's because what he says is what he wants you to hear. He wants you to know, you know. He's not on the internet. He's not like on Twitter. He's not even in the country. He's been banned from the country. He's been exiled. He was kicked out during the Obama administration. Lived in England for a little bit. He liked it there because nobody knew him. He's like, this is cool. Yeah, nobody knows me. And then I guess he just develops this plan to go get and live on some little island, maybe even buy it and bury gold in there and have, like, I don't know, a bunch of goats and some bags of Bitcoin and things like that. And so now he's trying to get all his dough. He's like, I need this money. He studies the world. I want this money before this democratic recession, before this big globalized agenda of the reset. He is studying this, I'm sure. He's like, I'm trying to get this money now, and this is the way we're going to do it. He tells his wife, what is his wife own? Doesn't she own Metal Face Records? Like, she owns the record labels and stuff. And so it's like, okay, so what are we getting at here, right? So what I trailed off for a second, but what was I getting at? Like, you got to understand the story of Doom, you know? Like, Fancy Clown is on the Mad Villainy album. That's Victor Vaughn's rapping on that out. That's the song, that song. That's a Victor Vaughn song. It's obvious. He's talking about Doom in the song, about how Doom fucked his bitch. Excuse the language. And, you know, and Victor been talking about putting out a diss album. Victor Vaughn, you know, Vindictive Villain, VV3. And, you know, and then people don't even, like, King Ghidorah, what is that? Okay, this is what it is. King Ghidorah is a three-headed space monster that's in space, that observes the Earth, that telepathically sends concepts, rhyme schemes, thought processes, schemes, all sorts of stuff into MF Doom's head. People don't even know that. They don't even know, oh, I'm a big Doom fan. It's like, why? Because you heard, like, because you like the Mad Villainy album, or you love food. And so if people don't know who I'm talking about, this is the masked rapper, MF Doom. Long story, but it's a great story if you want to check it out. And It's MF Doom. So let's give this guy some props, you know?
Looks like it's gonna be a great day today to get some fresh air like a stray on a
straightaway.
Hey you, got a light?
Nah, Bud Light.
Early in the morning, face crud from like a mud fight. Looky here, it's just the way the cookie tear. Prepare to get hurt and mangled like Kurt Angle rookie year. The rocket scientist with the pocket wineless. Some even say he might need some psychiatrist. Doom, are you pondering what I'm pondering? Yes, but why would the darn thing be wandering? She's just a foundling, barely worth fondling. My posse's on Broadway like Mama I want to sing. Mad plays the bass like the race card. Villain in the place to break shards and leave a face scarred. Groovy dude, not to prove to be rude, but this stuff is like what you might put on movie food. What is jalapenos? Get it like a whooping when you holler at your seniors. Dollar, you can overhear the hash. She's greener. He just came from over there. The grass is greener. Last wish, I wish I had 2 more wishes, and I wish they fixed the door to the matrix's mad glitches. Flip so many verses, sometimes my jaw twitches. One thing this party could use is more
bitches.
Booze. Put yourself in your own shoes and stay away from all the pills of busted Tims he don't use.
They only use these to decorate.
If you want to peep him, select a date and bring a deep check like
checkmate.
I kid you not, on a dotted line sign. Ever since a minor, kids consider him some kind of Einstein on a diamond mine grind. She was dumb fine, but not quite the type that you might want to wine and dine. Couldn't find a pen, had to think of a new trick. This one he wrote in cold blood with a toothpick. On second thought, it's too thick. His assistant said, Doom, you sick. He said, True, do acoustics. Psycho, the flow is drowning Larry's seasoning. With micro power, he's sounding right reasoning. It's easy as pie. 3.14. One more, one false move, and they done for. Hey, yo, y'all know what time it is.
So that's MF Doom. Check it out. You know, and at one point, for Born Like This, he took the MF off. He said, I'm just going by Doom. And eventually he put it back on because people, I don't think they liked it or whatever. And I think that was him. He's like, well, now, like, you're friends with the villain. You just call him Doom. Like, that's the name. And I think he was trying to detach himself from the MF because MF Grimm is like, to be an MF means you don't buy me. You know, like, he's like, there's other MFs. There's like, I don't know, 125, 30 MFs. So he was, I think, trying to be his own guy. But eventually he put it back on, I think, if you look it up, because he couldn't escape it, which I think he learned about. And so someone told him he wanted to take the mask off for Born Like This, and someone told him not to. They persuaded him, convinced him. He said, okay, you know, all right. So what is he doing now? This is the death. It's a death of MF Doom. So it's fake, and it's a transition, right? How do we find out about this, first of all? His wife, who owns his record label, they have kids, right? 3 or 4 kids or whatever. And she tells us on Instagram, on New Year's Eve at that, right? And she says, not only is he dead, he died like a long time ago. And I used to think, like, I always would be like, because if you're not thinking like this, you don't even understand the Doom story in the first place. Like, maybe he's dead, but I'm not buying it. It's like, this is how he built it. He set it up like this for us to be, because he's a character. Like, he's going to live on like a Batman or a Spider-Man, you know, forever, especially with automation and voice, you know, technology and all that kind of stuff. Video technology. It's going to be weird. But it's like, you know, if you're not thinking like this, you don't get the story. If you're not pondering this possibility, which I see almost everybody, like, this is so sad. This one really cut, you know. And first of all, it's like, people getting sad over artists that die is corny. It's like, this is not your brother. This is not your friend. If they're going to be so, like, someone dies, it's a huge artist. Like, dude, they give you everything. They give you so much. They give you, you know, and people look at it like it hurts them somehow. Like, you should be celebrating someone's life like that. It's not your brother. You don't know him. Especially him. It's like, you don't know me. Like, you don't know this guy. This guy's not on Twitter. He's not on, like, Instagram. Like, you hear what he wants you to hear. You see what he wants you to see. You don't know him. You know, you especially don't know him. You don't know him. And he's not, like, on Twitter telling you what he ate ate for lunch or whatever, you know. And I think this is a transition. He doesn't want to claim the villain anymore. So he's transitioning. And what does she say? His wife in the report or whatever, on the official Instagram report, that he's transitioning into He's transitioning into what? Zevlov X, the rebirth of Zevlov X. If you don't look that up. So that's pre-villain, that's pre-Doom, you know? And so he's like, you know, this is why we see him with a selfie, you know, of like his face that he took. That's like, this is surfaced, this picture. It's like surfaced. And this is like a picture of him, like a 49-year-old him, you know, it's his face because he's taking the mask off. That's the only way he could do it. He killed off the character, even though you can't really kill it off because now you're going to hear all this stuff he's been sitting on, all this music he's been sitting on. It's going to come out so he can get his money or whatever, you know. So let's think about this, right? The man of the mask supposedly died on the day of the mask, Halloween. They said, oh, he died Halloween. But we're hearing about it on New Year's Eve. But the man of the mask dies on the day of the mask, during the year of the mask. Okay, yeah, sure. And a day before that, March 30th, they did this huge merch push. Some little masks and like little action figures or whatever. And then his wife's going to tell us on New Year's Eve, like, isn't that kind of like a bummer time? Okay, well, I've been sitting on this info for 2 months, but I think like right now is the time to do it. Like when everybody's trying to have like a good time, it's been a hard year for people, and we're going to tell them this. You wouldn't do that unless it was built to be like something that was built to be unraveled, you know? It's a riddle that's made to be unraveled. If you're not even thinking about it or trying to pick it apart, you're not even a real Doom fan or whatever. I mean, that's corny, right? But that's the whole deal, you know? It's like I got a lot to say, and I got a lot to say. I'm trying to figure it out because all right, I did the episode earlier and I didn't record it. So this is, to be honest, breaking the fourth wall here. I had a cool episode earlier. I'm trying to make this one cool as well, but I feel like I had a more natural on the first take, but it's all good. I thought I had a recording, but I didn't, you know? So I'm in my car. I'm recording about MF Doom in the parking lot in Virginia, in this like grocery store parking lot, and like it's a college town. Like hot girls will, like blonde girl, get out of her car and just like look at me funny, like, what's this guy doing? Like with this big microphone, and I'm sure she just thinks I'm an idiot. But anyways, let's collect ourselves, right? Let's collect ourselves. MF Doom faked his own death. He's trying to get paid, right? Everybody knows it's boring to hear albums. Like these albums he's been sitting on, Mad Villainy 2, Ghost Doom, nothing would live up to the hype unless he has to be dead for them to have their to actually hit. You would prefer he to be dead when you hear it. Trust me. You're going to love it. Because what happens last night, you hear, this is the 13th. Oh, big surprise. They're like, oh, Mad Villainy 2 is coming out. Madlib is allowed to put it out now or whatever, and it's like in the will or whatever, and oh, big surprise. And you know what else? You're going to hear the Ghost Doom album come out. And that's been trying to come out for a long time. And I think Doom is funny because he's the T-roller, right? He's the villain. So he's going to do what he doesn't. He's always going to try to let you down in some kind of way. Like he's going to poke you. He's going to like poke at you somehow and do something because he's a T-roller. He's the villain, you know. And I always thought it was so hilarious that he does this album with Ghostface and everybody wants it. It's highly anticipated, and even Ghost wants it to drop. It'd be good for him, right? It'd be tight. Ghost is like, I don't know. I gave it everything. I gave him all the files. I don't know. It's supposed to come out. I don't know. And it's hilarious because Doom, like, sidestepping, like, strong-arming Ghostface, like, pushing him to the side, doing an album with Inspector Deck, the Czarface album, you know? And then that album comes out. It's, like, clunky. It's, like, people don't... It's awesome. It's, like, New York and kind of old school. It's, like, boom-bap grit, you know? Like, got this grit to it. But it's like, okay, so he's not releasing the Ghostface album, but he's going for like the lower tiered Wu-Tang guy that's got way less like fame, money, and everything, and he's doing the album with him. That's amazing. Like that's tight, you know. I like that. And Doom's always gonna make like he's gonna let you down. Like that's the original. You know, like even JJ Doom album was kind of like a letdown to people in some way, like because it's not all jazzy. It's not like this. it's clunky in some ways, or it's like some of the rap styles are like weird. Like he's pushing, it's not as general saucy flow. He's like more expressive and stuff, kind of, or he's yelling a little bit. And it's kind of like the Cool Keith used to do this, like do a bad show on purpose, and like just in the nature of like artistry or whatever, or like you want to hear like Octagon, he's like, nah, I'm gonna come out with something that's you're not gonna like because I like it. You know, he's gonna be like, make something like the flow's totally different. Like, I don't know about this flow anymore. I don't know about this guy's flow anymore. It's too abrasive. it's too clunky or whatever. And like, meanwhile, like the artist, like that's kind of like the Bob Dylan style, right? It's like, oh, you want me to sing like this? I'm gonna make something you're not even gonna like it. So that's like the T-roller move, right? That's like the alpha artist, you know, stiff arm, and it's tight. We like when people do that. We love it because you don't want to be a cuck to your fans, like, because then you fizzle out. And one thing I wanted to say is, so Doom had the mask, right? And he always understood one of the reasons he put it on is to divide himself from to divide the persona. To a lot of people, they put the mask on, they become the mask, they become the persona. Look at that movie, The Mask, with Jim Carrey. Maybe you've heard of it. I think something like that happened in that movie. But a lot of people, they like Ghostface or something, or Hannah Montana, whatever, or, you know, Miley Cyrus or Ghostface Killer or Killer Priest. They put on this persona and it melds into their spirit or something, or maybe even like any artist that starts becoming famous for their persona is going to meld into their persona. So Doom always kept it very separated, almost the inversion of what other people do, you know? And so when he takes it off, it's transition into the Zev Love X, you know, and meanwhile get paid off of all this stuff, get his money before the push of the Democratic pushed forced recession and the globalist reset agenda. He's gonna get paid fat. It's like, hey, and big surprise, it's like on Facebook or whatever, you see some sponsored ad from some weird third party. Hey, last wishes from Doom and his will make you cry. It's like he wants to give his fans free CBD oil, and it's like, and this is tight, right? Because it's a product is real, I'm sure it is, and it's like, and I'm sure it's legit. I bet his wife, it's going to them, the money, but it's done through this like avenue of like fishiness, you know. It's like, it's this CBD oil now. So now he sells CBD oil, and watch all the stuff he's going to get paid, that his family's going to get paid for, because they try to ruin him. They try to kick him out the country. It's like, man, he's going to get his money. If everybody liked him like they say, like what he brings to the table, he should have like $100 million. His family should be good, but nah, because of all the circumstances, it's like he's got to get that money. He's going to take it by any means. And I looked it up. It's not even illegal. It's not like he's a U.S. citizen anyways. I think he's probably out on this island burying gold, being like a sovereign citizen on maritime law or some kind of weird thing like that. I'm sure that's what he studied, and he's got all this Bitcoin and plants and goats. It's not even illegal to fake your own death in America unless you're like trying to do some kind of like fraud, like tax, like insurance fraud, or you're trying to like hide from the police or something. It's not even like technically illegal to do. It's just, this is like masterful artistry. This is like literary artistry that's gonna go down in history as like something that's amazing, and it's built to be unraveled too. So if you're not looking at this, if you're just taking like, but so many people are sheep. They just take what they're told there, and then they get all emotional about it. Oh, this one really hurt. This one really cut. I can't believe it. Oh, it's like, what are you talking about, bro? I mean, first of all, say no Doom music came out ever again, which is not going to be the case. There's going to be millions of albums coming out, all sorts of stuff. Songs, full projects, Ghost Doom. I think some chick was like, yeah, he had a whole album with Mac Miller. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think he's got one with Fly Low. You know, and speaking of that, Mask of the North Star, that's got to be my favorite Doom album. Look that one up. That was... Was that inspired by the Hellasticious album? I think so. I think the Hellasticious album set the tone for that one. But if you don't know Hellasticious, look that one up. That was 13 tracks of pure gold. Kamada, what was it called? Witch's Tit or all sorts of stuff. Anyways, Mask of the North Star. If you don't recall this one, it has LP on it, and this is a Flylo and Doom collaboration, and LPs on it, and a bunch of other people. It's a pretty tight album. And if you never, you're a Doom fan and you don't know Mask of the North Star. You don't know that album. But these guys, they don't know anything. They think they get it. They don't get it. They don't respect the craft. They don't respect the art, and they're blind to they have no curiosity. They have no inquisitive nature. They're not even trying to get to the bottom of this, but what else? So his birthday and all this is happening, and then his birthday comes up after she tells him this, and there's all these merch deals and stuff. So, did I mention the picture? I'm trying to figure out, did I say this in this episode or the one that I didn't record? I can't even remember, and I kind of like fading off here. I'm going to put this one out and then have to see what I said, and maybe I'm sure I'll do another episode about this. But hey, you know what? You know what it is. You know how it is. It's Regularity City.
Do you recognize that regularity is your friend?
Yeah, do you? And so this is Robert Evans. This is the first episode of Regularity City. Thank you very much. So I'm glad you guys could join me. And this episode is actually brought to you by our sponsor. We've got our first sponsor of the show is going to be brought to you by the Based Black Woman Fun Events. And what? It's not very easy to pull up the ad. I have to get better at doing the ad or whatever the ad reads. Okay, this episode is brought to you by Based Black Woman. This is Regularity City. We're getting to the ads right now. The other thing is, it's sunny even though it's 30 degrees outside, it's totally I've been in my car for 5 hours. So
about white people. But one thing about white people, them motherfuckers gonna have fun. Bitch, they gonna jump off lakes, they gonna jump into rivers, they gonna jump into volcanoes, bitch, they gonna kayak, they gonna camp, they gonna do all that good shit. Black people is not doing that shit. I can ask my friend, bitch, you wanna go kayak? Bitch, that don't even sound right coming out my mouth. You wanna go kayak, bitch?
Yeah.
You can say whatever the fuck you wanna say about white people. But one thing about white people, black people is not doing that shit.
All right, that's our sponsor for the. That didn't go as well as planned, but isn't that so true? White people, we're skiing, or we are literally jumping into volcanoes. We're some white people jump out of planes and have sex in the air. We're going climbing. We're climbing rocks, and we're out there snowboarding and jet skiing and hunting, and it's and what are black people doing, right? Playing basketball or they do a lot of stuff too, but she was on to something. She had quite the point, But we love black people. We love her. I love everybody. We love everybody on the show here, all the races, except Chinese people. I don't like Chinese people anymore at all. This was supposed to be the MF Doom episode. We start getting all racist and stuff, but I don't know. I think I'll have to figure out if I want to do another episode, because this first episode kind of sucks because I had that heavy hitter and then I didn't even record it. So imagine me just sitting in my car for an hour and then just having all this cool insight and hitting things right on time. And then I'm like, wait, that wasn't recording? Ah, man, are you kidding me? Rookie mistake. But hey, it's Regularity City. We're in a house and we're going to bring you a lot of more episodes. Don't even worry about it. So
Regular.